Hello everyone, Relica here, and this next set of reactions that I'm going to film tonight may as well just be considered the pajama party reactions because I'm finally home, I finally have a minute to myself, and I just don't give a fuck. So grab something to drink, sit back, and let's watch the Weiss character short. I have been anticipating this the most. That and the announcement that Rooster Teeth is coming out with a new animation series is really exciting as well. I haven't yet discovered, well actually I do know what the name of it is, or did know, I already forgot. So I'll probably look that up and make a mention of that at the end of this video, but I usually save the best for last, but I'm too impatient when it comes to RWBY. I can't wait. And also, I'm going to make a separate video addressing this, but thank you so much for the, I think, 1,010 I have right now subscribers. Holy shit. That's amazing. I remembered when I started in October, I didn't even have 10, much less 1,000. Thank you so much, guys. And I'm going to thank everybody again in a separate video, and I'm going to talk about more what I want to do in the future reaction-wise, and I even have an idea for a separate channel that I want to set up that's going to be more about books than anime and TV media. But anyway, I won't fill up too much of that video with that. Let's go ahead and see this. It looks awesome. And start.
With the unexpected loss of something dear, the warmth that comforted and cradled just disappears.
This is gorgeous.
And in its place there's nothing, just an endless empty hole. The light that showed the way is gone, and darkness takes control. Bitterness and anger are quick to fill the void. The path to isolation, the dreams that they destroy. Cold seems to grow in my soul, it's consuming me. Confused in the storm, growing jaded, being pushed, being pulled, I'm unraveling. Can't find myself when I'm constantly forced to conform. And I'm sorry, but the worst of your best friends, liars and pretenders, only seek to assist their ends. Everything is moving right before my eyes. Looking in the mirror, I see someone
I don't really know what to say. I don't have words for how beautifully this is animated.
What's this thing I see? Oh, it's everything I see. Stranger to my heart is still
Shit. Oh, Winter's in this? Was Winter the one summoning?
I'm not always going to be around to save you, Weiss.
I'm sorry. I'll get better.
You'll have to if you ever want to leave.
I'm sorry, I'm freaking out because Winter's in this, and I didn't expect that, and it's great. Damn, Weiss, you just had everything rough, didn't you? I cannot wait for Volume 5. I really can't wait. God, it's like I couldn't talk during this. It's like I couldn't do anything but look at the screen. Like, even the Grim coming out of the ice flurry was just so damn gorgeous and beautifully done that I didn't want to say something and miss anything. But I will say thank you. Thank you for whoever did the thumbnail of this, or maybe it's just because I don't remember what the thumbnail was. Thank you for not spoiling that Winter was in there, because that made this so much better. It's like I've said, Weiss has had shit from the beginning, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Yes, Weiss might have had all of her material needs met, but you know that in that family with that father, we don't know much about her mother except that she drinks, which is never a good sign of a happy marriage. You know that in that family, with that father and those kinds of people, everything that Weiss ever had came with strings attached. Always and all the time. I mean, it was just like in Volume 4 when we saw how easily she got everything taken from her just for speaking out against some ignorant bourgeois people, but because she wasn't being the perfect little ballerina spinning on her axis, Jacques just came and pretty much closed the box on her. And it's so sad because that is what Weiss and Jacques' relationship reminds me of. I don't know if I'm just an old fart or if they still have these, but I grew up in the 90s and I had a music box. I think these were really popular around that time. I had a music box and it had a little ballerina with like a little fringe of tutu, and it would spin around. You'd wind it up. You'd watch it dance for a little while and spin around, and when you got tired of it, you closed the box on it. And I feel like that is a perfect metaphor for how Jacques treats Weiss. I mean, I feel like if there'd be a music video made to Weiss, it would have to, the music, I'm trying to remember the artists that worked on this song so I can do them credit. I know that Lindsey Sterling was the one who did the violin. I forgot who sang it. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I'll put you in here. The name of the song is Shatter Me, where it's basically a violinist trapped in a snow globe, and they don't know anything except the world of that snow globe until finally they're able to shatter the glass and get out of it. It's a really beautiful video. You should actually look it up if you haven't seen it. Kind of just a perfect metaphor of Weiss, and I feel like Winter might have been the only one who gave her any kind of guidance, but The thing is, we don't know a whole lot of the character development surrounding Winter. We don't know much about Crow and Winter, except they don't like each other. I do see a lot of similarities between Winter and Weiss. I mean, another reactor, Puns of Damage, had pointed out how Weiss is not symmetrical. She has her hair like to one side and her scars like to the other side. And it's kind of like a little sort of quiet rebellion against perfection. The perfection that the Schnee world and the socialite world forces upon her. It's like her own little quiet, F you. I'm not going to be symmetrical. I'm going to be unique. I'm going to be myself. And I noticed with Winter that she's exactly the same way. She has her bun kind of parted off to one side. I didn't really notice this at first till I looked closer. Her hair's straight on one side, and she has a little like curl thing on the other side. So I'm like, Winter is not really conformist either. But the thing is about Winter, I mean, I just wonder watching this scene, and I'm not saying that Winter doesn't love Weiss. I think that Winter and Weiss probably have the healthiest relationship in that family. But the thing is, Winter grew up in that same family, and she went through it first. She was born first, so she had to run the gauntlet before Weiss and Whitley had to go through it. And I kind of feel sympathy for Whitley too, but I don't want to go off of that tangent too much. I want to stay on Winter for now. I feel like Winter may have also picked up this expectation of perfectionism and needing to be always perfect until the day she didn't, that she ran away and joined the military. And I completely believe that Winter ran the fuck away. Didn't even say anything, packed her bags. Or maybe she did. Maybe she had like a Lucy Hartfilia moment straight out of fairy tale and said F you and left. But I don't think she did that. And a lot of people were disappointed in Volume 4 because Weiss didn't do that. I'm like, well, think about it. Jacques and Ironwood would not have let her walk out of there without a fight. And, I mean, even if your father is an asshole, do you really want to be in a position where you have to physically harm him? Nobody wants to be in that position. Even kids with parents worse than Jacques Sneeze. Asshole. Even people with parents worse than that are reluctant to get into that kind of confrontation where things might get physical with their own family members. And then the servants of the household might have got dragged into it too, and it would have just been a mess. It was a better plan in retrospect, just to leave early. My shit's gonna be going by the next reaction because I won't shut up about this chart. But I can't help it. I love what they've done with Weiss. And I feel like because, like I said, I was going somewhere with that. I feel like because Winter grew up in that same environment, I'm not saying that she's a bad person. She's certainly not as bad as her parents. But you kind of get stunted in your ability to show other people that you care for them in a way that's constructive. And it's not necessarily that person's fault, and they don't necessarily even know that they're doing it, but that's the way they were raised. And because the way they were raised damaged them, it was just inevitable. I don't think Winter was really disappointed in Weiss. I mean, maybe a little bit, so much as she was just like, I've been carrying the burden of being the oldest forever, and there's just going to come a day when you're going to have to do it yourself. And I think Winter is genuinely worried somewhere in the back of her big sister brain, but what if they can't? What if Weiss and even Whitley, what if they can't look after themselves? I mean, I'm off in the military. I have to live my own life. I can't watch over them all the time. But even knowing that doesn't mean it's not going to be hell on her wondering what's happening to her siblings in that house while she's not there. But at the same time, I get why she couldn't stay. And I wonder if the real reason that Whitley doesn't resents his sisters, I wonder if the real reason he resents them has anything to do with their abilities so much as he just felt like they both left him in that house with Jacques and his alcoholic mom. So I wonder if a lot of the resentment doesn't come from there, which I kind of hope that that the writers develop it that way, because it makes Whitley a lot more human. I mean, he's still a little shit, but it makes him a lot more human and a lot more relatable and a lot less one-dimensional. I don't know, since Volume 4, the Schnee family just kind of fascinates me, and I like to psychoanalyze the characters. I like to psychoanalyze all the characters I watch, if I'm being honest, but I'm having a field day with that family. I don't know why my camera is freezing. But I'm really glad, because it seems like we only got like little snippets of Weiss's backstory. And I'm not saying she didn't have any character development at all, but volume 4, end of volume 3, beginning of volume 4, officially really sold Weiss's character to me, and I really can't wait to see what volume 5 brings. Anyway, if you like this reaction, even though it wasn't much of a reaction beyond me going like this, if you like this reaction, like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. I have a Camp episode to watch.